Okay, it should be a transition on the audio. And good evening. Welcome to Return of the Obra Dinn. I'm going to go without any music for today because this is a very audio-focused game. We're going to be primarily listening to people die and then seeing their deaths as a still frame. I have played this before a few times, even actually only about a week ago, so I do have some idea of what's going on in them. I was like, what, a week ago? Yeah. But we're going to start a new game and see if we can push through to get everyone. So, premises of this game: we are our insurance adjudicator. A lost ship has just returned mysteriously with no one aboard it, and we need to find out what happened. I can't remember if the intro's... No, it's just written. The good ship Obra Dinn, lost at sea 1803, built 1796 in London, 800 tons, 18-foot draft. Captain R. Witterell, with a crew of 51 men. Last voyage to the Orient, Cape Rendezvous was unmet. Contact the East India... I don't know what the CY actually means. London office for inquiries or testimony. That's the ship we're checking. And we are... Do we have our name on here? Attention to the chief, where the Chief Inspector, Insurance Claims at the London office. Honourable East India Company. We get a notice the Obra Dinn has returned. Dispatch to Falmouth immediately and prepare a full assessment. Come on, skip through. I clicked. Gonna make me press space? Yes. Falmouth, England, 1807.
Company man woke me up. Said you'd need ferry to the Obra Dinn. Not many eager for that job. Seems a bit late if you ask.
I didn't.
Oh, that's different.
What's in the box?
I don't know. I'll hoist it up in a few minutes.
Hey! How?
Carefully.
I was going to make a comment on our gender, because that's basically the only time you hear yourself speak. But it was a completely different voice from the last time I played. So we've arrived at the Obra Dinn. So we just go up and have a look. A completely deserted ghost ship that has somehow returned to, well, we can't actually see the shore. Returned to near shore. The sails are in tatters, which should indicate that it didn't come here under its own power. Which is odd. Anchors are down. The mast has been shattered and repaired. But yeah, we're just waiting for a trigger to pass in the game. And we've got a corpse. Can't do anything with it yet. Like I said, I have played the game before a few times, so I do know what I have to do. And at this point, it's just wait. And just look around the ship. We've got cages. Got a sparkle off in the water, off in the distance. We will eventually learn what that is. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what brought the ship here. Brought it back to port.
Oi! It's too heavy!
And now he's complaining that the box that we brought is too heavy to bring up.
It's too heavy. Take it yourself or open it here.
So we open it here. We have the journal. The book that we'll be recording everything in, the entirety of the playthrough. Return of the Obra Dinn, a catalogue of adventure and tragedy. The preface: I trust that you now find yourself aboard the Obra Dinn. I expected this day to come, and my every intention was to tell the ship's strange tale within the pages of this book. Regrettably, Failing health has allowed me to produce only the basic outline that follows. Your presence on the Obra Dinn is critical. I leave the discovery of its fate and the completion of this book in your hands. The next few pages will seem bewildering at first, or will make sense in time. Use the pocket watch to determine the identity and fate of everyone aboard. Complete each chapter accurately and return the book by guaranteed post to the French Office of Affairs in Morocco. The bargain chapter will remain unknown to you. I possess the details within, but have elected to keep them private for now. Henry Evans. We've got 10 chapters, details of the book, a full deck plan, the route that it was taking, and pictures and names of everyone that was on board. But for now, pretty much everything is empty. I jump back to the start. But everything except for bargain should be available to us. Yeah. The thing is, this name right here shows up in the crew passenger list. Henry Evans is the ship's surgeon. So we know straight away that he survived and is in Morocco, which I believe is Africa. Does it show it up on here on the map? Well, he's somewhere around here in Morocco. So, Q to close off the book? No. Tab. Oh, I did look through the entire book. You're going to let me look through the entire book? Or have you glitched? There we go. All empty. Happy? Okay, now we've seen the last pages. They do give you a full description of everything that you might find. What is it? Like a description of what every single person does on the sections of the deck. So if you don't have any knowledge about sailing, it'll come up. There we go. And the stopwatch. Or the memento mortem. Remember death. And from here, we head up, because we had a corpse to look at. The basic premise of the game, we can see the moment of death for anyone whose corpse we have access to, whether it's actually present or present in a memory.
Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells!
You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
Ah!
And we see his moment of death. Shot by presumably the captain. Actually, there's actually a few people here. We've got 4 people in this scene. We've got someone going up around the back, the person who died, someone who's supporting him, and the captain. Can we go any further behind him? And basically, it's a case of explore the scenes, or the memory. At least at first, the first few are only going to be pretty linear. But hopefully I remember where all the clues are in the later ones. And the memory closes off. First memory is from the end. We start with the end. And we get to catalog who that is, how they died. We get a transcript of everything that happened. The X indicates the person that died was speaking. He was speaking to the captain. We don't know who he is, but we do know that he was shot with a gun, specifically by the captain. The other people who were here, so we got the captain there, which technically we can mark him down as being the captain, because his face is not blurred. And then we can use the pocket watch and such to gather information. Yep, 60 people aboard the ship when it left. 51 were crew. Have to make assumptions using partial information, and some identities can only be reviewed through a process of elimination. So what it didn't tell me there is this rating here, this triangle. A single triangle means you basically told who he is. So we know he's the captain. So everyone else is still blurred. There's no actual information or way of tracking who he is. And it's just the first memory, so we exit out and head back to the ship. Now, I don't know the explanation for this, but by viewing that memory, the door has now opened. Like, we can open some of these doors ourselves. But I suppose it's just for the tutorial. Now we have 2 corpses here. And there were 3 other people alive in the previous scene.
Where are they? Must be in here someplace.
They're at the bottom of the sea.
That's a lie.
But we still have our corpse back there. Looks like, yeah, the person that was standing next to him that came in. Although I don't remember the spear, him holding a spear before. I thought he was holding an axe. Or maybe, no, it was you that was holding an axe. I've already forgotten what you were holding back there in the previous memory. The thing is, there's another corpse here, and this guy's jumping down, that we saw him up here on the stairs last time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the captain knifing whoever this guy is. Honestly, the thing that annoys me the most about this game is the timeout that you have to wait before you can start, before you can move on from a memory. The game pretty much forces you to sit there. So we don't know who he is, but he was knifed across the throats. Knifed by the captain. Like, it's just making me think there is an achievement in this game. Well, I have them all already, but there is an achievement for putting down in every single person's position that they were killed by the captain. So yeah, we only have 3 people in this scene because someone died in the previous one. There's only 3 living people. Hopefully I haven't made this too loud. Like, I've got the audio turned up a little bit for this game because it's primarily audio based for a lot of it. This is the other person. I assume the one that was jumping down. Ooh, we got a good shot on the captain. Stabbed in the kidneys. And then the staff that the first person brought in was used and brained him. Is that just a sharpened stick? Like, I'm trying to tell, is that a metallic point? But The coloration of the game doesn't allow you to really tell what material it is. But still, it is just a strong stick, at the very least. And this door's open now, where we find a corpse. Alright, yeah, you can right-click on people and see where they are in the picture. So you can definitely identify who's who. Ah, now time's up. Inside the captain's quarters. We don't know who they are. We do know they were struck. Or clubbed. One of the two. Because you don't have to enter exactly what was done by each. So, no, it's not struck. It is clubbed. Clubbed by the captain. I don't think there's anything else to look at. No. The only two living people in the scene. But we do know she was in the scene, but deceased. Yeah, for these scenes they let you walk around at the end, but later ones you don't have that opportunity. And there's a body that wasn't on there last time. We have two more corpses. We have the lady that was dead in the previous memory, and a body that we don't know about, presumably the captain.
Abigail, your brother, my friend, I shot him dead. I'll be with you soon, my love. Please forgive me for everything.
And he has committed suicide. But he did say a few things of interest. He identified a female named Abigail, identified a brother of Abigail, who he shot. The thing is, do we know for certain that the person that we saw in the first memory is who he's talking about? Like, I can probably be sure that it is. So, Abigail is this person, and Abigail's brother being the person we saw in the first memory. Though there should be doubts about it. Captain Witterall shot himself. Suicide via gun. May or may not be correct. I have to click to progress this. Oh, or not. Fates are validated in sets of 3. Correctly identify at least 3 people and their fates to have information typeset into the book. So until you get 3, you can actually modify them if you don't think they're right. So, what he said. Abigail, the person in the bed is Abigail. Your brother, my friend, I shot him dead. So we can go back to this one. He's no longer blurred out. So, Abigail. Abigail Hoscott Witterall is a passenger. Now we look for Hoscott Witterall. Is a last name. I think I went past it. I definitely went past it. Oh, right. Right at the top. First mate, Hoscott. William Hoskett. He's the first mate. Of course, he would be a dear friend of the captain. No one else is highlighted. The captain was the only one alive during that memory. We should be able to also identify the person that's on the bed, though she's not actually alive at the moment. Like, we knew which point by looking at her during the memory. Where is she? She was a passenger, wasn't she? Abigail. And that should be it for this memory. Right, yeah. You were meant to actually come back out and you can just look at her again to confirm that was her. And everyone in this scene is dead. That basically puts it to how the condition of the ship when it arrived at... I already forgot the name of the place we're at. The mast is broken, so... Although the sails are intact, at least that one is. So I wonder what tore the sails. At least after everyone died. Probably the weather. The end is finished. 4 people died. Let me just see. Is that sail intact or torn? Yeah, that one's torn. Huh. But yeah, we have one more dead body in here. Abigail. She was dead before any of this happened. So how did she die? She was hit with a mast, then is being held by a tentacle. But the ship has been attacked by a kraken. With the helmsman being ripped into the air. See anyone else up there? I don't think any of the topmen are visible. But yeah, Abigail struck by a beast. And I assume this is Martin, the person she was speaking to. They're not wearing... Are they wearing uniforms? No, those are passengers. I get the feeling I'm probably going to be a bit loud with this game, because I might have the volume up a bit too high. The Doom. The corpse has been moved post-mortem. Abigail Hoskett Witterall was crushed. I could say rigging. She wasn't struck, so probably crushed, yeah. Crushed by a beast. Well done, 3 fates correct. And it gets set permanently in. And we have to complete this entire wheel to unlock the last section. If you don't do all of them, you never get to see what's in this section. So where were we? We were up to the Doom. And that wasn't even the first part of the Doom. That was part 8 of the Doom. Like the last piece of it. So what do we have here? Martin. Where is the captain? I think I can No, I can't. I can't just jump back in the previous memory, because these... What is it? How to explain it? This is the first time... I'll just do it. Like, if I exit the book, I no longer have access to the memory as easily. Oh, I do. It just got music. But it's shaking because there's another corpse in this scene. But you. So we know he is Martin. You are probably Martin, who is the third mate. Like, supposedly we can identify the other two passengers. I mean, actually, there's only 2 other female passengers. Yeah, it's giving me a warning about how hard this will be to deduct. Yeah, a higher rating means it'll be more difficult to work out who they are. And we should focus on the easier ones to work out the difficult ones for later. But basically, this is about all the information we're going to get, is what we see here. So we know they are passengers. There are only 2 English passengers and 1 Italian. And these are the only 2 female passengers. We know one's older, one's younger. And like, if we look at the memory, we can tell the older is shielding the younger. Yeah, I know what you're meant to do is click, but it gets rid of the memory. I was still looking at things. There's apparently someone dead somewhere here. Oh, there you are. You find the body inside the memory, and it appears in real life. Of course, that means we got booted out of that memory, which is annoying, because there were still things I wanted to look at. So the corpse appears in real life. Now, we're going back to the previous one, because there were still things I wanted to look at. The Doom. Here we are. Now these 2. Hello Finn, welcome in. So, we got the older lady and the younger miss. So you. Yeah, I know. That's why I did that. It's giving me a tutorial when I don't need it. There. So you are presumably the older female passenger. Emily Jackson. Which would make you the younger female passenger, Miss Jane Bird. You, I don't think we don't have enough information to work out who you are. We have him holding 2 guns. We've got a person who was ripped away from the center point. And he's holding the wheel. I think that's pretty much the only information that you get about this guy in the entire game. The fact that he's holding the wheel and appears ripped away in this point, which makes him the helmsman. I think that's pretty much its entire memory. Yeah, no one else is identifiable. But a few people appear here. We've got a person ripped in half who we need to find out about. Put these 2 together. But this one's probably going to be gruesome. Or at least the start of the gruesome ones. Because we only have half a corpse. Or not as bad as I was thinking, but ripped in half by the Kraken. And we already do have a clue about his identity here. I can't quite remember who he is, but I do know the sword's important. That's probably the next corpse there. Ooh, nice throw. We've got a bunch of people who fell overboard. So they're going to disappear from the what do you call it? Memories. Not like there's anything really after this. Top Hat throwing a gun to other Top Hat. Really? They say we can identify who this is. Oh, I guess it's the tattoos. So we know he was torn apart by a beast. Torn apart by the captain. No, beast. Like, for some reason, they have eaten as an option to choose as part of the ways people died in here. Like, you say, like, for the achievement of blaming the captain for everything, I basically just entered that everyone was eaten by the captain. So there was no dialogue. We still have a bunch of people who were here. No one knew. Like, they say you can identify this person. So anything that stands out. Like, probably Omid, the Persian. Because he's the only Persian on the entire ship, but that I don't know for sure that those tattoos would make him Persian. So I'm not going to enter anything now. We have another corpse to find. Also, this thing tends to try my patience. With how long it takes to get to the next memory. Threw the powder and exploded. I don't think he intended to sacrifice himself. Judging by the rope holding him to someone else. I wonder, can we see the person from the previous memory? Yeah, the tattoo guy is here. Off to the side. And holding the sword. We've got people trying to bring guns up. So this is probably near the start. I do wonder who threw the powder. Or powder keg, more likely. I guess part 6 of the Doom. Don't know who they are. They seemingly exploded. Blasted by an explosion. So the people here. Not many people are up on deck. Okay, so it wasn't the person who died that spoke it. it would have been the person holding the rope, probably, and speaking to someone else. So maybe our tattooed guy, because he was up on the deck at the time. Yeah, close out of that. And that's the end of this memory chain. Like, he's braced. I don't think he threw something, but... I can't be sure of who threw the explosive powder. And now this is opened up for us. The main... well, all-up deck? I don't remember the name for sure. Let's look at the deck plan. Main deck is where we are. We're going down to the gun deck, where something has exploded and torn apart. Oh, that door's locked. And that opens up later in the game. We have a corpse crushed by a cannon.
Sir, loose the cannon!
The ship is leaning over, and a cannon without its restraints appears to have backed into him. Although, actually, at least looks like it was knocked loose by another cannon. And then the ship moved over from the tentacles pushing it. Got another dead body over there. Hey, is that Martin? Yeah, there's not really much else to see. Aside from, looks like 2 dead bodies here. Yeah, once we get further into it, we'll be able to start making a lot of deductions. But it's first, collect the evidence. We don't know who they are. They were crushed by a cannon. Crushed by a loose cannon. Yeah, just find your footing. Anyone else? I don't think there's anyone new. No. A corpse missing its head. Cannon in the way. Actually, no, that's just blood. Cannon was pulled sideways by the Kraken after the fuse was lit and just happened to be facing into his face, directly looking into the barrel of a cannon. I mean, how are we supposed to identify that guy? We can, but... Okay, that's probably how. There's a top hat. We've got another person underneath the cannon, being crushed by the tentacle. That cannon over here getting knocked loose. Is Martin here? Martin is not here. Or at least I didn't see him. 2 people died. Okay, yeah, Martin's not in this scene. So he must have rushed in at the sound of the blast. This person was shot in the face with a cannon. The cannon was being... Do we try and work out who lit the fuse? Or do we just say the beast held the cannon to this guy's face? Because I'm pretty sure it's this guy who lit the fuse. Because he was crushed up against the cannon, I think. Let me see. You. Are you the other person? Or are you the next... No, that's the next body. Damn it, it's gonna eject me out of the memory. So, apparently that blast killed 2 people. I don't want to listen to the whole thing again. But there's only 1 body. I don't know where he is, his body is. So supposedly he was also shot by the cannon. But it would have been this guy who lit the cannon. I wonder if the game will accept that. So yeah, this guy lit the cannon that blasted those 2. Oh, he could have saved himself. He's not being held by the tentacle. He's trying to free his mate. Only those 2 are being held by tentacles. This last guy is not. And with a cannon basically pointing it at his face. He's still trying to free his friend. These people are working diligently, and Martin is probably off in one of the rooms. So, this guy was crushed. The other 2 were shot. So the question is, do I blame this guy for their deaths? Do I blame these 2 deaths on this guy? Or do I blame it on the beast? I know the beast does work, from what I can remember. But I kind of want to blame this guy for lighting the fuse. Yeah, I can't really get things locked in until I identify them anyway. And that's all we have for this chain. Where's the exit? Oh, it's over there. So we're done with this sequence over here with the cannons. No, there's still 2 more parts of the Doom. As we work backwards, we have a knife and a blood trail. And nothing else. For some reason the doors are locked, or a lot of them are. You can tell the doors that you can open have a little eye, the ones you can't have an X. A knife, blood trail, and a body. The stopwatch didn't go as far back.
No, you're cut.
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best
Aye.
to pull him back, to save him.
You tell her yourself. Brennan! Bring the surgeon's kit!
What do we get from that? We have two names, Pete and Brennan. He was friends with Pete. And he's calling out to Brennan. I don't think it would be the person coming down the stairs, but... Why did it... He looks like he's listening in front of two dead bodies. So, that might be Brennan. And we know this person works with Pete, who is dead at this point in time. I think that's all we have to go on. But he was stabbed and bled out on the way into that room. Actually, what room is that? Because we might be able to identify the other person who was in it, if we know whose room that was. Chapter 4, or Chapter 9, The Escape. Okay, yeah, that's not enough to identify him. But he bled out. He was stabbed and bled out. So knifed by who? We don't know. So tell Pete's mother. Try to help him. Brennan. Is that Brennan? Because that's the... I think that's the person standing... Screw it, we can just look. You. Who are you? Yeah, him. I'm guessing that's Brennan. We're going to enter that in for the moment. Where's... Guessing it's a last name. Yeah, Henry. We have a Henry Brennan. Okay, in this room, we have two beds. That's the first mate. We already know who you are. Actually, is that even the... I went to the wrong section. Where were we? We were on Escape, Chapter 6. So, they're in the midshipman quarters. That kind of doesn't make sense for the first mate to be here. I mean, it kind of would make sense for the person who was stabbed to be coming here if they were a midshipman. Like, the first mate's room is over here. So he might have heard the commotion. But anyway, we've got two more bodies, or one at a time anyway.
What's all this, you damn fool?
Ooh. So he was clubbed by Brennan. Or the person we're identifying as Brennan anyway. But he had just shot whoever this is. Oh, and the first mate is coming down the stairs. There's the Pete's friend. Crawling towards the midshipman room. I think that's all that's in this map. There's blood over there. Or was that just a spray from the gunshot? No, that's the wrong angle. That looks like... yeah, Pete's friend was stabbed all the way back here. Okay, so this guy was clubbed by Henry Brennan. But we don't know who he is. We do know clubbed. Brennan was a seaman. Yeah, Henry Brennan. And nothing else to identify, so we move on to the next corpse. The person who we heard be shot at the start of that memory. Or this memory. At least he didn't meander for this one. It's pretty late in the story.
You know, Captain Cameron.
You have a plan?
Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shells for gold. Hey!
He doesn't sound English.
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Fresh bastard!
No!
So we heard the stabbing. Pete's friend getting stabbed. And the mutineer getting shot. By the person who gets clubbed next. So that means, yeah, the person who got clubbed is on the side of the captain. Means Brennan is against the captain. No, that doesn't make sense, because this guy was calling out mutiny. I guess it's a double cluster, and people got confused about who's for or against who and just started killing. You know, like Trouble in Terrorist Town. One person kills, and it just turns into a chain. Oh, damn, I didn't look up here. But he was shot by someone we don't know. We don't know who he is, we don't know who killed him. But he was shot in the head. Shot with a gun. Apparently the captain was in this scene. Probably upstairs where I didn't look at first. Yeah, there's stuff up here. There's a corpse dangling off the side of the railing. All being shoved over.
Let them go!
He didn't let them go. Hang on. That's one of the passengers. And I'm pretty sure that's the captain. Pointing his gun at the person who just got shot. So he really didn't want them to go, but the captain's saying to let them go. And to escape and leave. Yeah, that's both of the female passengers aboard the ship. So we can pretty much be sure that he was shot by the elder female passenger. I think it was Emily. So we don't know who he is, but he was shot with a gun by the elder female passenger who was... No, that's the captain's wife, Emily. Yeah, Emily Jackson. Is there anyone else new in here? No. I mean, we've got a new corpse. Yeah, I hate it when it meanders.
Last one. Move quick.
You'll not take the last one!
Oh, look out!
We heard a name shouted, Paul. There's no one else up on deck, so I'm guessing that's Paul. Most likely, the male passenger. Who would have spent time with the other passengers. Actually, I wonder if I can see what's been going on downstairs at the same time. Yeah, there's the person that got stabbed. Oh, that blood wasn't for him. We've got another corpse down here. And they're discussing mutiny. Okay, so this was Paul stabbed by... we don't know who. Actually, no, that's not a passenger. He's standing over here, so that's not a passenger. Is there a... who's Paul? Is there only one Paul? Hopefully. I didn't see it. Did I go past it? Oh, yeah. There's a Paul Moss, First Mate Stewart. And that would be the only Paul on board, I think. He was stabbed with a sword. Or killed with a sword. By... we don't actually know his name. So that was part 2 of the escape. Still have part 1. But yeah, they were leaving. They were taking the last lifeboat. And whatever his name is, took offense to that. Right, the new corpse is down here. Missing an arm. Annoyingly, you also have to keep the trail in your sights or it doesn't progress. Like, if the trial progressed and I could just run down here, it might have been okay-ish.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
It's the squid. Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
The dad. The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
He had his arm torn off and died from the bleeding. Hang on. He's just walking out of his office. You're walking down. Captain is walking up. I mean, he talked about a Frenchman. So we can pretty much be sure that he works with someone who's French. Who are you? You're one of the mates, so... Yeah, first mate walking out of his cabin. One of the people standing there, I think that's the person that got stabbed. He's coming up from down below and decides to listen in on those people. It's a bit of a pain to talk about people when you don't know their names. Part 1. So this is basically after... Oh, this is the bargain, which we don't have access to. So, they talked about the Frenchman. How many people who are from French in this list? Or France? My first look through didn't see anyone. Okay, there's one France person, and it's the bosun's mate, which would be the assistant to the bosun. So if he was caring about a Frenchman, it would make him the bosun. And he's missing an arm. That's how he bled out, so... Torn apart. Getting the limb torn off by the beast. How many things am I missing? Okay, there's no one else that I could identify in this chapter. I think that's that chapter done. No one new to identify. The door opens. And I think that's all the information I'm getting from that chapter. It's also the first time we've completed a chapter front to back. Oh no, it isn't. We did the last one. We had a bunch of people who disappeared. Like, what assumption can we make? Let's see, at the end of this, where was the ship located? Oh wait. No, we go back to here, the escape. The ship is here. You'd say the nearest land is Madeira or Africa. Or the Azores. Because we know people were getting into a boat to leave. And it says disappearances, they disappeared during the events of this chapter. So we don't know where they ended up. So we can say they're alive. Either the Azores or Africa. Possibly Europe. But there is one other clue about where they are. I mean, I know who this is. We saw him holding a briefcase next to him. Like the briefcase that we received at the start of the game. What was I going to check? Right, the very start message. So, French Office of Affairs in Morocco. I have to remind myself this every time. I'm pretty sure Morocco is Africa. Continent of Africa. So we know the people who escaped ended up in Africa. Another 3 ticked off. And I guess I'll find out if that's okay. So realistically, I can say both of these people also went to Africa. Don't know who they are. Well, I know who this one is. Just based off the gear he had with him in the boat. But the game won't let me identify him until we actually find him. Okay, are we in a memory? No, we're not in a memory at the moment. I think, is this door new? Yeah, this door's new. We have a leg bone dangling off by a rope. Surprised we didn't see it when we were in the dinghy.
On your toes.
Go back there!
Here.
Captain!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us.
Give it up!
Is someone being kidnapped? There's so many injured people around here. Ooh. Isn't he? He's the helmsman. A spear through the thigh. No, wait, there's the other boats. They're low. No. The Chinese people weren't on the boat when they were leaving. On the previous memories. And they're lowering both boats from both sides. So the Chinese are being kidnapped. Well, the Chinese passengers, not the other Chinese crewmen. There was another name for them that's in the list, but I've forgotten it for the moment. On to Chapter 3, Murder. Looks like we're in the Canary Islands. Oh damn it, I didn't look at who actually shot him. So we know who shot. I might have to go back and have a look at who did it. Or maybe can I... Do I know who actually fired the gun? No, I don't remember who I was looking at. Damn it. Come on, let me see. You. I don't know who you are. Okay, so I can't identify the shooter. But there's a body being hung. damn it. Why is it meandering? Body just hanging by a rope.
Hok Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Quiet.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire!
So he was executed for murder. We do actually have his name, Hok Seng Lao. So you. I think, is that Formosan? Yeah, Formosan royalty, these people. So we can look for passengers, Formosa. Hok Seng Lao. There was another name, but I don't think it'll be useful to us. I've already forgotten it. But if we also look, the shot that actually killed him came from Brennan. I think that's Brennan. Yeah, you're Brennan. And we identify this guy as Mr. Wolf, as the guy in charge of the firing line. Christian Wolf, the gunner. I think that's about everything we can get from the dialogue initially. And then we got this period of just waiting. Also, you might notice we've got the artist, and this is the same scene from the artist sketch. So technically, pretty much everyone from that sketch is here. So, Hok Seng Lao was... I kind of wish executed was an option in here. Because we're just entering that he was shot. Not that he was shot for under the purpose of a crime. So all we can really say is that he was shot with a gun by Brennan. Brennan killed so many people. Interestingly, the people at the back aren't showing up. They might just be too far away. I mean, we can find out who this is. ES. It's a signature for the artist. Where's the artist? There you are. Edward Spratt. I don't think anyone else cleared up. No, no one else cleared up. Oh, apparently you did. Oh, because there's only one female Formosan royalty here. So, okay. I'm guessing Sia is basically the only female name here. Or it feels like. Or actually, no. Miss Lim is the person who's being talked to with the female voice. So Lim is the female. Did I get that right? No, I didn't. Lim. I think that's all we have from this memory. And that would be the corpse of the person that was murdered.
Hello? Who is there? Who is that? Is someone hurt? Signore Nichols, is that you? What are you doing down here?
Oh, hello. Yes. All fine here. Just sorting some things. Watch your step. Here. Let me help you.
That is not the Formosan. The murder was not committed by the Formosan soldier. In fact, yeah, he's over here. Now, who are you? Come on, just get behind him. You're one of the mates. Who the dead person identified as Sir Nicholas, which would make him second mate. But who are you? He had an accent, so none of the British people. He probably actually works down, or English, he works down in the lower decks. So probably a seaman. Oh wait, his name was said in the previous memory. We'll just have to look it up. As soon as it lets me. So, then we're this one. For the murder of Nunzio Pasqua. So this is Nunzio Pasqua, who is a passenger from Italy. Was stabbed, I think? I'm guessing, yeah, stabbed. Knifed. By Nicholas, the second mate. Have I got too many things wrong? I think I have too many things wrong at this point. Because I should have gotten a confirmation. Like if we go back to the start. So those have been ticked off. Got, what have I entered in? So we got 1 knifed by E. Nicholas. 2 shot by Henning Brennan. Oh, we don't have 3 yet. Or do we? No, we don't have 3 entries in. So Paul Moss, we don't know. Okay, that makes sense. Why we haven't gotten another thing pop up. Well, we're in chapter 3. And that's basically all from the murder trial. Nunzio was killed by Nicholas. Hokseng Lao confessed. Or maybe the confession was lost in translation. And the captain might have trusted his second mate over the translator. Then the second mate took someone hostage and shot this guy trying to stop him. And then something else happened. Chapter 3. Basically, 3 deaths? Yep, just 3 deaths. Now we're left trying to find another body. Probably downstairs. I think we've got everything up on the deck. For now. Oh, right, this door's open. Yep, this death. This death always gets me. I don't want to call it my favorite, because it's a death, but it doesn't have any dialogue, just noise. We've identified that guy before. He's the artist. And this appears to be the start of the Kraken attack. He was just trying to take a shit and gets crushed by a Kraken. A concern on your face. Anyway, there is a... Let's see who else we have here. Ooh, that's interesting. We have the sword. Number 36. Oh. Well, remember that 36 is the guy with the sword. We've got... Is that Martin? Yeah, that's Martin walking with someone who's holding both of their meals. So we can probably say this is Martin Stewart. Martin is third mate, which makes this the third mate Stewart. And that's 3 more correct. Now continue on. We have these 2 people. They're standing under bunks. Like, we can identify this one as guy number 41. So you are number 41 in the list. Top man from China. And that looks about right. But you've taken your bunk down, so I don't know who you are. And we're out of time. So Edward Spratt was crushed by a beast. Crushed by a beast. So that's number 1 entry. We do have a few other people in this map. I think we've identified basically everyone here. For some... I didn't see him in the level, in the memory. What number was he? We identified that sword. I don't remember the number that was next to the sword. Come on, give me this back. You. 36. You are most likely 36. The Persian. Basically who we sort of guessed at the start. No one else that we could guess? No. Game doesn't reckon we have the information for anyone else. Supposedly someone else died in this scene. Up above. Oh. I didn't check the upper levels.
Me on.
Over my dead body, you bloody Dane.
Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother.
What? That was an accident. The ropes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
Okay. Identifying information we got from that. Dane. Danish. And the guy doing the killing has a brother. That's about all we got from that. And he clubbed the Danish person. Who are you? You got books. So you're probably some sort of assistant or... what do you call it? administrative position. Taking stuff onto a boat and leaving. There's a goat we could hear in the background. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to see. So, Danish. Part 1 of the Doom. Wait, so... Edward Spratt, the artist, was part 2? Yeah. Huh. So, who is... Do we have any Danish people on board? Well, Denmark. Lars Lind is the only Dane. And he was clubbed by... I don't know his name, do we? Actually, do we even know which one of these people that he is? Apparently I can identify you. Well, he was clubbed by the person who has a brother. Which means looking for 2 identical last names. Which is going to be a real pain if I actually want to go through them. I don't really want to go through them right yet. So we're looking for Lars Lind to appear in another scene. So if I select you, go to Memories. Yep, can navigate to Memories where he appears. Although I don't actually have that many memories unlocked, so... So I don't think we'll be able to find what we're after. So he appears where someone is shot and the execution, so no. We're not going to have the information to identify the brothers. Unless we want to brute force it, which we can. But I don't want to. I will admit, because I've played this before, I do know their position in the ship, so I could just scroll down and point it out straight away. Oh, we had a bunch of people disappear. So I'm pretty sure this guy, the helmsman, was being pulled into the air by the Kraken. I think we saw that in one of the memories. Which memory was it? It was the memory of the captain's wife's death. He was being pulled into the air. Which I believe counts as being drowned, because he was pulled into the air and then out to sea. Drowned by the beast. The topman, I don't remember where we saw him. But I'm pretty sure if one was drowned here, most of the others were drowned. Like if we jump to his memories, he appears in the same memory that she dies. So I guess we'll probably have to go back to her memory to have a look. Just to make sure that he is actually being thrown out to sea. I mean, I could assume that basically everyone who disappeared in the Doom is being drowned. So, like, okay, we have this topman. Yeah. He's about to be grabbed by the Kraken. So do we say he's drowned? Because that's the last time we see him. We're also looking for a few other people who just disappear in his memory. Or in the preceding memories. But yeah, we say Wheelie was drowned, pulled out to sea by the beast. And it's correct. I could probably fill in the other ones, find them, work out if they were drowned or if they escaped. And they probably did drown. Okay, let's go back to the Doom. And go to the other people. So apparently you were getting onto a ship, onto a boat. He's the person with the brother. I'm almost tempted to say you're alive in Africa. Actually, let's just see. Bookmark the memories. So he was present as this person was being torn apart. Huh. Okay, so he didn't get on the boat. If he was present as what's his name? The topman. That didn't get marked as correct. So this is probably not correct. I'll have to come back to it in a bit. But yeah, he's in the scene, so he didn't leave on that boat. Okay, so you're the guy that was torn in half. Where's the exit? There it is. Yeah, there you are. So where was he? Here I am just wanting to do things properly, instead of just using prior knowledge to skip through things. So where is he? No, that's you. Oh! The three people who were getting on the boat. I guess that's those three. The boat never launched. I guess that confirms those three drowned. Which ones were they? I know it's this guy was drowned by the beast. So basically I could probably just input that everyone here drowned by the beast. Right, you were the other person speaking. And you were the administrative guy. Those were the three that we saw getting into the boat. But what about you? So what? So you are present in that one. I don't want to load that up because it's so loud. I should probably bring the volume of the game down. So yeah, I'm going to lower it to 7.5 instead of 5.5. I guess once I can figure out their names, I'll come back to them. I guess go back down below deck. This side is also open. They opened up these stairs, actually a while ago. Anything that looks new, that one's done. Actually, we've got another deck down below. Large blood splatter. And a trail of blood. I'm also throwing myself off from my memories by doing this in a different order.
Break the damn thing!
Ooh. He was shot through the wall by whoever that is. Is that the gunner? Oh no, that's the... Ah, damn it, I keep forgetting the names. But I do know there's a clue here. Not that guy. This guy. Hiding in this room. We don't know who he is at this point, but we can identify him. By this particular room is... So we're currently standing here in front of the purser's office, which would match up with the administrative position. I suppose that's a good enough idea to mark him as the purser. A couple of dead people around another body of a beast. Now to a different chapter. Soldiers of the Sea, Chapter 6. So this would be before the Kraken, or... I'm forgetting the orders. It's 3 stars. Well, 3 icons. So we do know they were shot. Nope, shot. With a gun. By one of the crewmen, but we don't know who it was at this point. For identifying them, though, he's standing up here. Damn it. I need to go back to the main image so we can see the other people. I do remember how to identify this guy. It's by his uniform. He's wearing the same uniform as these people. And they're all stewards. Or at least these 2 are stewards. So we have the first mate, third mates. So one of these is the second and the 4th mate stewards. Oh, actually, no, the captain's and the 3rd mate. So stewards. We have an Indian and a Swedish. No, wait, we also have English and Irish. We have 3 people to choose from. And there's only 2 here. That kind of looks like the uniform, but... we do know they're stewards, for sure. The question is, which one are you? So one of them is Indian. Do we try to be racist a bit? So the other ones are Swedish and Irish and English. Wait a minute, why is it showing up so many? I'm just a little confused at the moment. So we got captain, first, second... Okay, the 3rd is already chosen. The 1st hasn't been marked in. Damn. That's why it's kind of probably a 3. We know he's a steward, but that's about it. So we'll mark him as a... no. Unknown steward. And we can actually mark this guy as a steward as well. Right, we saw another body over there. I need to work out who that person is that shot him as well. I mean, I could probably work it out by... Actually, there's a good chance that I don't even know who the person is. Don't know the name. So if I don't know the name, I can't answer it. So yeah, we hit the harder part of the game.
Don't move. I'll get you down.
He's been spiked to the wall. Eventually bled out. Who are you? He goes, give me the gun. Is this before or after the previous memory, is the thing? No, actually, we'll find out as soon as it ends. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the surgeon helping him out. Yeah, it's before. He said, give me that gun, and the person's limping behind the back. So we know that person getting the gun is the one that shot him. Probably not the best thing for viewership. Don't know who it is, but he was spiked. Spiked by a terrible beast. Kind of looks like he's wearing a chef apron. A whole corpse, including the monster? I guess the thing doesn't discriminate. Burns alive. Well, there's the person that got spiked and then shot. Okay, these people are just coming down. We have the bosun or someone with a gun who hands it off. A couple of dead people out here. That's about it. Actually, no, he's closing the door. I was just wondering, how did the monster get in here? So whoever this was, burned to death. Was burning. I don't think there's anything else really that we can go off here. Right, yeah, the bosun. Apparently the guy that exploded we can identify. Might have to look, after we get through this chain of memories, have a closer look at things. Necks crushed. Is this the... Oh no, this is the burning one. It gets lit on fire here, then catches someone else. I don't think we know who... Huh. The person who is spiked all the way back here? Damn, he lasted a long while. Spikes being thrown backwards. Another one coming down the open entrance. Guns being handed out. Yeah, there's not really much to go on this. Well, in the way of identifying who people are, that is. I guess there might be some information on basically where people are standing and what they're holding. But I think I got all the easy ones that I could have this far. Now, these two had their necks crushed, so I'd say decapitated by the beasts. And then a guy threw a lantern at it and lit it on fire. But it was still able to go through and kill someone else before being killed itself. Who was it? Yeah, this one. Caught him, lit him on fire as well. Actually, I'm pretty sure that this is the person who threw the lantern. Another body. Up above. Spiked to a wall. I keep forgetting that I have to actually put the body in the main over area. And then I can view the memory. Damn it. I have to go around. Ooh, hopefully that was the dead person that said that. Because it wasn't in English.
Hey! Come on, boss! No, get there! Hey! Cats!
Probably not. Threw the axe, and it got deflected. And then received some spikes for your trouble. Ooh, you're about to get spiked as well. Anyone else around here? Actually, yeah, that's the first one. Damn, that first one killed so many people before being lit on fire. Ooh. Another dead. Someone fallen on the... what is it? The anchor hoist? Is that even the anchor hoist? It doesn't seem to be connected to anything, so I don't think it is. It might be the crane hoist. Because it's rope, just with its rope detached. Okay, so... no. The person who said a demon in a different language wasn't the person who died. But they were spiked by a beast. That's all we know for sure. And the brother is in this scene. Right, yeah, we walked past another body. run through with a spear this time, not spiked.
What is it?
He did not die quickly. And that guy's falling. So what do we have? Two beasts, or spider beast things crawling up the sides of the ship. One of them gets a spear through a guy. I know the boats are not out. Like, what do we know about him? Not really that much. I'm guessing that's a topman because he's falling. They spot the second one coming out. And there's a goat. Isn't that the guy that shoots that person at the end? Supposedly we could identify this person. And supposedly it's easy. So he was speared by a beast. But who are you? Annoyingly, I don't know who you are. But supposedly you appear in... This is the first memory that we see you. Okay, how am I supposed to identify you if this is the first time I've seen you? Why does that stand out to me, Mother? Hang on, where was... I just had a random thought to try and identify the guy with the tattoos. Like the Persian is, yeah, topman. What if I said him as Maba? Oh, I don't think I have enough information put together. I don't know for sure who he is. I'll have to look that back up again. Damn it. I've had a throat tickle this entire time, so I've been drinking a lot. So I'm probably going to have to take a break, go to the toilet, and then jump straight back into this. I'll be back in a sec. Actually, cancel that. Toilet is occupied. So I guess I'll play for a few more minutes before I try again. Check again. Even with the annoyance. Okay, so supposedly we can identify this person. I mean... Okay, that is an interesting hat. I'm tempted to just come back to them later. Like, once we've gone through all the memories, then look through the people again. We've got this person falling. Come on. And he lands down here, so he was up in the top areas, which would make him a topman. But how did he actually die? Because he wasn't stabbed or killed by any of the monsters. Yeah, struck by lightning. But yeah, we know all these people up here are topmen. And we've got our tattoo guy. So anyone up here works as a topman. I guess, but the question is, which one is who out of the topmen? I do know there's a scene later on in the game that unlocks a lot of more information. But... are you actually Omid? Or are you... Maba? I get the feeling you might be Maba. But that number next to the sword didn't seem right. So you're a Chinese topman. How many of those are there? Oh, we already know that who you are. You're a... I don't know if you're actually up here. Oh, ran out of time. So, this guy is a topman and he was struck by lightning. Oh, we don't actually have enough to identify him anyway. Electrocuted? Because hit by lightning is not an option, so electrocuted. So yeah, he's sitting on the edge, which makes him a topman. Well, the fact that where we saw him made him a topman. Guessing all these people are topmen? Actually, may as well just mark them. Unknown topman. Or maybe I can just exit and look at people because this is the last memory in the chain. So I get the extra time to look at things. I can't enter you because I don't know who you are. It's kind of annoying that when it's blurred out like this, I can't enter, like, unknown... I can't enter their job. So yeah, it says I don't have enough information to identify them. And it chides me for trying. Like, I want to enter this... Seriously, I don't want to enter the person's actual identity. I want to enter this person's job. I know he's a topman. So you're still blurred, but I know that you're a topman because you're up in the ropes. So I want to enter you as an unknown topman. But it's annoying that it tries to stop me. So, like, if I can enter everyone up here as topman... then I won't get confused a bit later on, because I know that I've seen them up here doing their job. Okay, that's everyone, I think. Although you can see people down here. What are they doing? Oh, they're moving the rigging for the main sail. Ah, it seems you're also on the ropes, so... possible. So it's entirely possible that you're also... yeah, I've marked you as a topman. Why did I mark you as a topman? I think it's because of where you're sitting. Yeah, you're sitting up next to the other ones. Supposedly I could identify him. But he's only been in 2 memories. I mean, he's not Chinese. He's not Russian. So he could be one of the English or the Scottish. So these guys, what do we have here? So that's the person we're trying to work out. I'd almost put him as the Scottish. That's another Chinese topman. Another Chinese topman. Probably one of the English. Either Lewis or Nicholas. Do I have enough to trigger anything? Yes, I do. And that's how you brute force it. You put in 2 things you do know, and then just guess with a third. Ah, so it was Marba. So I'm guessing the one with the hats is the Persian. Maybe. Like you, would you be the Persian one? Or mid? I mean, technically I have enough information to identify a lot of the topmen now, but it's not going to let me. Like, this guy's also a topman. I think he was. No, he's not. I think he's a seaman. Anyway, more memories. Actually, no, I can take that break now. I just heard someone walk past my door, so I'll take that break now. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. That feels a lot better. Yeah, this probably isn't the best game to stream. Or the most interesting to watch. Anyway, back to the deck of the Obra Dinn. I think we still need to keep looking down under below deck. Because what, did we actually finish an entire chapter then? I don't think we did. So we were on Soldiers of the Sea. So we start off with a lightning strike. Then we have the guy on the... yeah, Topman speared. Then we have them coming down underneath the deck, spiking people, decapitating people, people getting burned to death. We've got another person being spiked, and it ends with that steward being shot. Thing is, I don't think we identified the shooter, did we? So, give me that gun. Who was it that was given the gun? This guy. We can't identify him. So, we look for more dead things, huh? I say huh because there's flies around the cow skull. I don't know why I'm trying to pretend to be surprised. I've done this before.
Taken to the company. Name Raft and see the last right.
Hit her here. One swing. Get through the skull in stone or brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Chuck.
Got a name?
Mind your shoes now.
The cow. Butchered for its meat. So, you are Charlie. Charlie burned to death. Probably Charles? Bosun's mate? Is there another Charlie? There's also a midshipman, Charles Heatstick. Or Herstick. Though he isn't wearing the uniform of a midshipman. Or is he? Like, he's standing next to these two people. So what was the two positions? Bosun's mates? Does he look... No. The bosun's mate was killed by the Kraken, so it can't be the bosun's mate. So it would have to be the other one, a midshipman. There's 3 midshipmens, and they're all standing next to each other wearing the same uniform. So, I say midshipman, and these two are the other 2 midshipmen. So, they're both the same nationality, but I don't know for sure who's who. So I'll probably have to come back to that later. One of these is a butcher or carpenter. You. Is probably the carpenter. Which would probably put you as... yeah, the other midshipman, and you as the other midshipman. Which we're in the middle of the ship, which is where they work. Yeah, just additional help. So they do generic work. I'll pull up the actual definition in a second. Anyone else around here? We've got the guards. A dead body. Ah. The monkey. These are the passenger quarters. And I'm pretty sure that's the infirmary. Or maybe the infirmary's on a different deck. A bit of cold. This is part 3, huh? With 10 other people, so take him to the carpenters. A large cow was slaughtered for its meat. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you are the, carpenter, the person doing the slaughtering, and then we have the 3 midshipmen helping. We got the 2 full motion, and nothing else we're going to identify here. Yep, he's dead. How did he die? Considering at this point in the time, there's not much violence going on. It's near the beginning. But also near the beginning is where a lot of the information is about who's who.
Well?
Same as the other fellow. Some lung disease, not consumption. Made worse by the cold.
Will it spread?
If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Alaska house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
The most calm death out of all of them. So, we're in the infirmary. Can be sure that this is the ship's doctor, or surgeon. And we can be sure that that's probably the surgeon's mate. We hit another 3. And I think that's basically everyone here. We've got the captain, the guy that died. Can I get behind him? Yes. Another dead body. What did he say? Died the same way, both of them to illness. And that whole section with the cow is blocked off. I guess those 3 are... Yeah, it's these 3 together. Or 4. So 2 of them are still alive, the other 2 are dead. Because we can't see who that is through the bag. I don't think there's anything else to see. Nope, just have to wait for it to end. Wait, is the purser in his room? Nope. Purser is not in his room. So we don't know how he died, but he died of illness. Where is it? Illness. Succumbed to a tragic illness. So like his friends. So that's that's an interesting way to deduce this. The next guy that died is this one here. Actually, no, that doesn't matter. We need to know their name, not that they died. So I wonder, a group of 4. I just want to look at the list. A group of 4 are the same. So probably these 4. Yeah, those 4 would be the group here. Of course, the trouble is trying to figure out who's who. Let me down. Now the bodies are starting to get mixed together.
Sayed?
Sayed?
Sayed Uto.
I'm guessing Sayed is the one that's about to die. And just died. Okay, we have a lot of information we can grab on this. Actually, some at 53 is empty, which leads to this guy, I think. This guy is 51. The person who just died is 51. Yep, like I thought. You've got a damn X. Your 54 is just dying. 53, I guess, is this person. William. You've got an X, but I'm guessing you're one of the other two. The other two in... So you're probably Akbar, because Syed is the one that's dying. But we've also got more information over here. So 47 and those two don't have numbers on there, do? No, here they are. 45 and 46 would be these three. Hang on, if I put you as 47, is that a topman? Yes. That is a Russian topman. No, it's a Russian seaman. The Russian topman, there's only one of those, which would make you this one. And we've got another 3. I should have saved it so I could guess, but it's just nice to have things ticked off. So we're still going. This is another Russian. But I'm pretty sure he's not a topman. Yeah, the only Russians left are these 2 seamen. So, which one's which? Like, I could say that it's 46 and that's 45, but... Damn it. Time's out. So we know this is Syed. Because I already marked off all the other Indian... I think they were Indians? Yeah. Indians, and he died to an illness. We've got the 2 Russians. We don't actually know who was talking. Hang on. I'm just trying to work out who was visible. If I exit, am I getting it a... Good, I can stay in this memory. Hang on. I don't think... Okay, you're down in the lower areas of the map. You're up top. 45 and 46. So 45 is the one that I've already entered. So 46 and 47. Is it kind of weird that the way that the labels are left and right, I want to say that's 47 and that's 46? Like, I want to enter this guy as 47. And this guy is 46. I mean, it doesn't matter. These are definitely the 2 Russian seamen left. Even if I don't know for sure which way around they are. So I can swap them later. Also, this seems to be a red herring. This tattoo. I have honestly never seen this tattoo appear anywhere else in the game. I've never been able to track it down in any of my playthroughs. Like, do we have the sword? No, I don't think we have the sword visible. And I don't think anyone else is actually visible enough to use very easily. Yeah, there's no other obvious information in this scene. I mean, you can tell who's alive by looking at the hammocks, but yeah. I think I'm done. One quick look around. Yeah, we're done. Moving on to the next memory. Three deaths. One of them being a cow. I think. Yeah. Now we need to find the next chapter. Right, this is opened up. We've got another deck below. Or maybe we've already been here. There. Or I should have gone back and found out who shot that person. Right, Soldiers of the Sea. We're still not done with this. So the second one managed to make it all the way down to the lowest deck. Do I know who you are? No. I do know who... I am supposed to know who you are. And you. Yeah, there's Marble with his sword again. With the slight curve on the end of it. He's supposed to differentiate it to something different. But yeah, that's the guy that shot the steward. He's still got his gun loaded to shoot the other guy. Or to shoot the beast again. But he's been stabbed. I think this is the last Soldiers of the Sea. Yeah. So, yeah, this guy shot the steward. And then got killed... What is it? Clawed? By the beast? So you were present. You were present. Yeah, I don't think I can enter anything else easily. Just a random spider corpse to end the chapter. Anything in these rooms? There's some flies. So there's probably a body in the barrel. Hang on, isn't that... Who is that? Yeah, that's the person who was clubbed claiming to be... with that person blaming him for the death of his brother. And we have ropes here. There's the person who was claiming it was the ropes. So I guess this is the brother. Yeah, the brother of that person. Question is, differentiating the two. Because I didn't hear a name. Full motion standing guard. I mean, pretty much all the workers here should be seamen. Chapter 1, Loose Cargo. We're still in the English port. An unidentified stowaway expecting free passage and eventual freedom was instead crushed inside a falling barrel. And now we have the brother. I don't think it's going to give me any real information. So I think I might need to do that look up of who's who and go by the last names. But then again, they're all down here, so they all have to be seamen. So I can just look at the seamen section.
Wait! No!
Yep, the same scene basically half a second earlier. Quarter of a second earlier. Because our stowaway's in that barrel about to crash there. Yeah, these would all be... everyone here would be seamen. So I can probably just look through the seamen section for the two brothers. Of course, trying to know which one's which means I probably have to guess. Yep, it's marked as the brother. So the brothers in the seamen section. These are all the seamen we have left. And immediately, top and bottom. Peters and Peters. Crushed by cargo. And I suppose I can enter the other one. You. Was the other Peters. That's correct. I would have had to swap them around if it wasn't. We're not even halfway. Okay, so anyone else should be able to identify you. Well, you're on this scene, so you're a seaman. I don't think you look Irish. Oh, okay, just mark you as unknown seaman. Basically, okay, there's a topman in this scene. So they might not all be seamen. Damn it. I actually kind of wanted to turn around and look at some things, but oh well. Loose cargo, 2 deaths. And it let us identify the... Hold on, there's a bit more information we need to put in now. Because now we know that the person who clubbed this guy is responsible for killing someone else. Where is he? If I can find the right scene. I think it was you. So jump to your death. Yep, this guy was clubbed by... what was you? Nathan Peters. Oh, that's the formation. So the 3 remaining formation are down here. With the dead one being that one. We should be able to identify these people. From what I know, this is the person who shot the steward. But we can't actually fill in how he died yet. Do I know who killed you? You were killed with a sword. You were killed with a sword by this guy up here, the Topman Leonard. Topman Leonard. You know what, it'd probably be easier if I look through this list. So I'm looking for people who, like here, shot with a cannon without... So if I jump to where you died, do I know the person who actually lit it now? You were shot with a cannon. Was it Brennan who actually lit that? No. We need the person who was crushed by the beast. Problem is, I think that person's already dead at this point. Oh yeah, it's Akbar. We can blame these 2 deaths on Akbar. Who is actually a... What is it? Oh, there he is, the number 52, Indian seaman. I know technically it was the beast aiming the cannon, but he lit the fuse. Now I have to go find that spot again, because I need to enter the other name, the other person's death. But we're about halfway. Where's the person who died from the cannon, shot with a cannon, jumped to that one? I need to enter that you were also shot by the cannon. I could say one of them was shot with a cannon by Akbar, the other one was killed by a beast. Because it's both options should be valid. Okay. Back to this list. Who do we have? I don't think... No, there's no more that I've entered but have an unknown in them. So it's more about matching up photos to names. Like, we know you're a topman. How many more topmen do we have left? So the Chinese topman, we have 1 English and 1 Scottish. I'm guessing those 3 are the Chinese topmen. Maybe. I don't know. He doesn't quite look Chinese. No, you're a seaman. You can either be Welsh, English. Yeah, that doesn't seem to match up. Any that I'd be confident with. Hang on. Didn't I actually identify you? No, I didn't actually know his name. Topman, seaman. No, there's a mix here. So I can't be sure. No, those three are printed in, so that one's right. Hang on. Why didn't you get filled in? Are you the carpenter or are you the cook? Okay, I can be pretty sure all of these are topmen. So what do we have to choose for a topman? We have Scottish and English is... You reckon he looks Scottish? Or English? Probably. This is probably... No, those two are locked in. That one I'm pretty sure about, so these two. One of them is Scottish, one is English. I mean, may as well enter them in. Which one did I put that? That was the Scottish one. Put you as the English one. I might have to swap them around later. Oh, he disappeared on the Doom. Probably was drowned, because the other people who disappeared here are drowned as well. And could probably say that everyone here basically drowned, because they've all drowned in this list. They may as well put them on as drowned. Even though I don't know for sure. Like, who can we say... Like, I'm tempted to say you're a seaman because you were in the same deck as the other seaman. The problem is Akbar, I think, was a... Okay, yeah, Akbar's also a seaman, so you're most likely one of the seamen. Hammond? No. Patrick? No. I don't think I have two other correct ones. But he's a topman. I'm trying to brute force it. Like, if I can guess these two, I'm pretty sure I've got one other correct, so... If I could guess these two... It'll give it to me. George Shirley. And Alexander Booth. I get it, it's kind of not quite using logic to work out who's who, but using the logic of the game, or function of the game. Wait, do we have anyone? I mean, obviously that's incorrect. Like, I'm pretty sure we saw that he was spiked, but that can't be the correct person. So is he actually the cook then? Oh, damn it. No, he's the butcher. We saw him butchering the cow with the midshipman. Okay. Those are the 3 Chinese topmen. The problem is trying to work out who's who. So these 3. We know the fate of one of them, so if we can get one more... like, one more fate confirmed, then I can just... guess through them. No, wait. I could do the same thing with these 2. Because we just entered you as the butcher, so I could flick through the 3 Chinese names with these 2. Damn it. This one. Until we get a combination that marks it down as correct. Because the problem is, I don't think there's any more information on those people. And of course, we can now enter the name of the last person. I'm pretty sure you're the last Chinese topman. Although we don't know... I don't think you died. No, you haven't died yet. Haven't seen his death. Who do we even have left? So we know you're a... okay, we have your name. Those 2 have to be seamen. Because I think it's seamen that do the shooting. We don't know who they are, because there's still things to unlock and look through. Supposedly we can work out who you are. Okay, so he's helping the bosun, and then he calls for a mutiny. I think he's alongside the, happens alongside this guy. Damn it, wrong option. I'm having memory blanks about names again. Are you the same? No, you're not the person he's talking to during that. Actually, going to look like I can force the midshipmen again. Those 2. He's standing with the officers. So we have Christian Wolf, the gunner. Does the gunner have a mate? Yes. Polish, but... The gunner's mate is Polish. He could be the 4th mate. Second, so we have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd mates here. Although this is probably the 4th mate here, just based on the hat. I mean, I should probably just go get more information, because we haven't gone through all the memories yet. So we know those two are Stewarts. That's probably another Stewart out here. He kind of looks more... No. Maybe Irish. No, actually, I'd say Indian. Probably. You... So let's try swapping around with the midshipman. Peter? Thomas? Okay, I can't really do anything with the other midshipman because he's... doesn't have a full entry. Actually, you don't have a full entry either. I don't think there's anyone else that I could realistically guess. No. I guess put this away, find the next body. Actually, which chapter do we have left? So 2, 3, 4. Chapter 4. I've opened that door twice. Oh. A random leg behind the stairs.
Keep pressure here.
Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself.
Those ungodly beasts carry a curse! Throw them back or doom us all!
Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things. He may yet find his senses.
Come on.
Okay, so the person being carried away is
Fine, John. Been in
Stewart.
worse spots, I think.
Who's?
Where's the rest of
Probably
your
the
leg?
captains. It sounds like the captain speaking. You're the captain? Yeah, the captain. You are the captain's steward. Up in the top. Okay. Captain Stewart, Phil Dahl. He's missing a leg. His leg was cut off by Captain Stewart. Huh. But who are you? You're one of the seamen. Which I don't actually have that many seamen left to go off. Damn, he got so far missing a leg. I think. Because yeah, his leg is found at the other end of the ship. Somehow. Actually, how does it... Oh, it's probably carried off by a rat. Because the actual injury occurs here. Chapter 5, Unholy Captives. So, we know he'd have to be a seaman, but how did he die? Killed with a sword? Technically, about right. Too bad dismembered is not one of the options. Because that's what I'd rather have put here. So it's killed with a sword by the Captain Stewart. And we can see that he's one of the seamen. The question is, which one? Is there any information on it? No. He doesn't speak at all. No one speaks his name or anything identifying. Do I have any? No, I don't have enough entries to confirm it through brute force. I guess I'll have to come back to that. There's another body. I didn't look up above. You like his shin and foot got dragged the entire way across the ship. Like it happened here. Come on. Who are you? Are you Akbar? No, wait, Akbar died. Oof. Trip down the stairs. William Wason. Hang on, are you dead? You're also dead. And looks like we got Carpenter. One of these two is the main carpenter, the other is an apprentice. Like, I'm going off, where is it? The map. We're currently standing in the carpenter's shop, which is what leads me to believe it's a carpenter, combined with the tools they're holding. So, I'm going to say you're the master, the carpenter. You are the carpenter's mate. I may swap them around in a sec. We have the purser looking at things, watching the death happen. The artist running in to take a picture or draw a picture. Part 3. William Wason. Tripped down the stairs. Well, also was technically crushed by cargo. I don't think you can blame the beast for this one. Was he crushed by cargo? Or did we say fell down the stairs? So I'm guessing the other two, I got them the wrong way around. So these two. You are actually the carpenter. And that would make you the carpenter's mate. Which also means that the carpenter shot the steward. Okay, which chapter was it that the shooting happened in? Soldiers of the Sea. You were shot by the carpenter, was it? Yeah, carpenter. Were you? I don't know. I've already just done 3, so I won't be able to confirm it. Was the carpenter even in this scene? No, he wasn't, so I probably got that wrong. So that probably wasn't the carpenter. Damn. I was tracking the wrong person. I'll have to come back for that after I do this. We've got a body up in the stairs. It's hiding behind the stairs. It wants me to move over here to look at it. Three seconds earlier.
What's your foot in?
Hey there, what's this? Give him to me and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Heaven now. Take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? There's a free shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
Sounds like, yeah, the chef. The cook. He's carrying a fork. I think he pretty much confirms him as the cook. There isn't even a cook's... a assistant cook to add in, so... it's just a definite. No question about it. Anything stand out around here? Why are you running? Don't know why he's running off. Probably to do the murder. We've got the midshipman. I might have to swap the midshipman around. Yeah, I have the midshipman the wrong way around. Or this one would have triggered. So you're Peter, the other one is Thomas. So the cook was slashed, whatever you call it, struck by a tail. I think I've got pretty much everyone else in this scene. Well, there's a lot of people up there. No idea who you are. The fact that there are people alive somewhere else makes being absolutely sure of all of them being kind of difficult. There's another body. Upstairs. A few bodies. And once again, on the top deck. Come on. That looks like one of the Formosan.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是虾米？未来全部供出来，
拢是恁害啦！迄个海里较变无够好，是人滚死的啊！
He talk about a shell. Very dangerous.
Shell? What shell?
The beast, held in a cage, or in a net, spiked. Was one of those spikes going to go for the Would that have hit the goat? Yes, if it didn't hit the people, it would have hit the goats. The captain dodged them. This guy dodged them. I'm pretty sure I already identified you. Yeah. The Chinese topman translating for the captain with one of the Formosan guards. I don't know who you are, but I should be able to identify you. Considering now we know you're being spiked. And more bodies over there. So both of these people were spiked, but I don't know the names. So where on the picture are you? Okay, so you're up here playing with other seamen. Are you by chance John? Are you Hamadon? Yes, you are. Oh, Habado. Not Hamadon. Like the game's like, you're supposed to use deduction. I just click through everything until one person says, yes, that's me. Ship Steward shot by, I need to look up who that is. That appears to be incorrect. That is not the correct name. So I'll need to go check the topman again. Hello. Hello, Magicup. Okay, so you're not the Scottish, so you're probably the English one. So this is just a logic game. I'm trying to work out who's who. So these two top men are back to front. Yeah, I don't think I can pick anything else out straight off. So you are not Timothy. You are instead Lewis. And that makes you Timothy. Also, the other Chinese topman isn't... Alright, I don't have his fate. Anyway, next bodies. Looks like a steward. Oh, actually, we just finished the chapter. Unholy captives. 5 deaths. Yeah, we're just going through cataloging how a lot of people died on this ship. We see their last, well, hear their last moments and see the exact last moment of their death. Who is that? Looks like one of the... What do you call it? Man crew or mates. I think that might actually... Might be second mate.
Ahoy! Ahoy! Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield!
Hold your fire!
Someone did not hold fire. So was that actually... Yeah, that's second mate, Edward. There was shots by... Who are you? One of the Formosan royalty. Actually, their guard. Who is that they're speaking to? Can I see him? No, I can't zoom in on him. That's the Formosan princess dead. I shouldn't look that way too long because there's a lot of breasts, and the mer people don't like to wear clothing. They instead like to cut people's throats and spear people. Probably the benefit of such a low detail and low detail art style. Okay, so this guy was shot by one of the Formosan guards. Chapter 4, The Calling. So Edward Nicholas was shot with a gun by... Actually, we don't know for sure who. It's one of the Formosan. But we do know it's this guy, but we don't know who that guy is. Okay, you should be one of... I think I've got all the other officers marked down, I think. Yeah, I think this is the fourth mate. That would make sense that the fourth mate wears the similar hat to the other mates. And we've got another body. One of the Formosan. He's missing an arm. Or he has the bones of an arm, but no flesh. He was calling out for Miss Lim, who I know is there, you. But I don't know, there's two Formosan that I need to identify. But I don't know which one's which without a name. Yeah, they were away, we don't see the ship. Looks like he's just put his arm in that fire and burned to death. Okay, I wish I could skip this part of the game. Like, as in, this waiting. Because I've already seen everything that I can see in this scene. There we go. And also in some other scenes I want it to be longer, so I can keep looking. Part 5. We don't know your name, but we do know you burned to death. And he was calling out for Miss Lim. Now we see, how did Miss Lim die? Has all of her limbs, but she's holding her throat. Okay, whatever he did, shoving his hand in the fire did something to the mer people. Yeah, she was already dead. Looks like, yeah, cut throat. We've got him. Who are you? One of the stewards. Is that a knife or is that a quill? A spike, you've been speared through the chest. Where's Nicholas? Oh, he's cowering. He's cowering while the Formosan royalty does basically everything. But then again, all of his men are dead. So Miss Lim was slashed. Or struck. Probably struck? No. What is it? It wasn't knifed because the... whatever they are don't have knives. No, I'm going for 100% so I can't enter things wrong. I mean, I can enter things wrong, but they won't get marked as correct. Strangled? Strangled by a beast? Basically, every time you get three done correctly, it marks them off and prints them into the book. Okay, if we go back here, well, where's the one we want? This one. The thing is, she was basically already dead by the time this happened, so I guess she just finally bled out. Alright, I don't actually know the name of the person who shot him, that's why it hasn't entered correctly. And since things just got entered, I can go here and look if they've got any mistakes. No, nothing's been entered and then failed to check, so another body. Our steward with something in his neck.
Oleg, you still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
Ooh. He was knifed by the Formosan. It wasn't the mer people. You were not in the previous... This person was not in the previous memory. Does that mean he was pulled overboard and drowned? We've got Nicholas cowering. You've got a spear through your neck. But yeah, we can see the steward was knifed by the Formosan. And that's the main thing that we care about in this particular scene. Aside from you... Oh. Timer ran out. That person falling overboard, so it'll probably come up at the end saying this person was lost, we don't know what happened. So you were stabbed, knifed by one of the Formosan, I don't know who. We haven't identified you. Who was it that fell overboard? I think it was you. Yeah, I can't actually enter a fate until I get to the right point. So this guy's calling out O'Hagan. Yeah, that's close enough. I might have to come back to them later. But this guy with a spear through his throat. Come on.
Keep rowing! Where is it? There!
Bang.
Something there!
That's the person.
Here's a weapon! Shoot! Mike and I! Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Speared through the neck. But now we know this person, you are Beng. Where is it? Formosa. It's Beng Sia. We got you. You just completely disappeared. Like, he wasn't in the previous memory, so he's been pulled overboard. Presumably drowned. I mean, oh right, I can open this up now. So now I know you were knifed by Beng. So he's cutting himself loose. And then going to go after the completely unarmed steward with the knife that's on the ground. Bottom of the boat there. But I suppose he thinks he's going to save... He's doing this to save everyone here. But no one survives. Who are you? Okay, we know he's a seaman. Just due to the fact that he's down here with the other seamen on the firing line. And he took a spear to the throat. Speared by a beast. So we only have two options for seamen anyway. Either Naples or O'Hagan. And the game gave it to me. What is that, 3/4? I think that's everything from this memory. Yeah. There is another dead body. The person with a spear through his gut.
Keep course due east. You'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn.
休假！你玩抓不？
我冇问题，但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落去水底。
那是遐个怪物出现，你绝对卖起来！
Aye, shut it up.
They say strange things about monsters.
He just dodges that. Like he knew what was coming. So that knife has just always been on the bottom of the boat. I thought maybe someone was holding it. But basically, if someone didn't die here directly, I'm gonna have to say they drowned. There's no one... Well, the only person on the boat when it arrived back was Nicholas. And then he was shot. Come on. But that should be the last memory in this chain. Because I can see the door. Li Hong was speared. Speared by a beast. I don't think anyone else was here. No. And we're good to leave. That should be the entire chapter done. The calling. Six dead, 2 missing. I'd guess these 2 drowned. They were either had their throats torn out and dragged into the ocean, or just dragged into the ocean. Annoyingly, it hasn't marked things as correct. Yeah, these are the 2 Russians, so I probably got the Russians back to front. So if I swap these 2 around... Yep, there we go. I just had their names back to front. Can you imagine how much of a pain this game would be if you didn't have this three correct input rule? I should be able to also open some... Okay, I've done all the memories.
Boy! Get in there somewhere! Storm's coming! Finish your business and climb down here!
So we've got all the evidence we're going to get. So now I just need to figure out the last of these people. Okay, moving from the top to the bottom. You were shot by someone. We should be able to see who you were shot by. I'm pretty sure it was... yeah, Nicholas that shot you. Because you're the person who left... or Nicholas is the person who left on the boats. Okay, shot by Nicholas. Stuart, I have no idea... Alright, you're one of the people who's still alive at the moment. Jane Bird is actually alive in Africa, because we saw her escape. Right, I have your... I can pick you out now. You are the other Formosan. I can now enter how Nicholas died. But yeah, we have to get all of them correct if we want to unlock the last chapter. Okay, so you are Choi Tan. So where are you? Nicholas was shot by Choi Tan. Do I have anything that's all entered? You were knifed by someone that we haven't marked in. Who knifed you? Oh right, this was one of the earlier ones. No. Probably you, whoever you were. You're probably Gunner's mate? Because you're standing next to the gunner. So you're probably Gunner's mate. Was shot by who are you? No, the gunner's mate also would have been the person who did the knifing. Now I need a third person to confirm. This seaman. The only seaman left is John Naples. And we have another 3 ticked off. There's probably only like 3 or 4 left. Who do we have left? Mariette, the third mate, or Martin Parrott. He does not die anywhere in the memories. Charles Miller, the bosun's mate, hasn't been put in. You were shot, so we should see who killed you. Ah, right. It was the 4th mate that shot you, because he immediately got clubbed by Henry. Back to the list. Ship Stewart. Ship Stewart. That's going to be the pain one to work out who. Philip Dahl. Captain Stewart. Right, we saw him get taken away, but we didn't see him die. Davy James, the 4th mate Stewart. Where's the 4th mate is here. This is probably the 4th mate Stewart. Oh, 2 more. Instead of 3 more. There's probably only like 1 or 2 left. Who do we have left? Bosun's mate. I think that's the only person who's not marked off on this map. The bosun's mate. Was he drowned? Who else could he be? Oh, I've also got these 3rd mates. Sip Stewart and Captain Stewart might be the wrong way around. Or maybe not. Because I need to work out... Okay, yeah, there's the 2 fates left. I need to find out who killed you. Someone shot you. Was it actually Charles that shot the steward? Because I'm not seeing... I don't think it was Onid. I mean, I may as well just enter Charles, see if it accepts it. All fates solved. I guess it was Charles. But that's the entire book. Nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn. So now we leave. And the Obra Dinn will be taken by the storm. It's not like they could bring out a crew out here to move the ship.
We should go. Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
And the game does give you a timer, so you can go back aboard the ship if you want to check something. But we're done.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
Back to England. I'm preparing myself to read a bunch. Because whenever there's a letter or something, it doesn't actually give you vocal, what do you call it, vocal dialogue. 1 week later. The Honourable East India Company, insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea. Prepared by the Company Office of Investigation. We have the ship. Damage in a squall, Atlantic, sunk in a storm. Payout, £20,000. Cargo, all cargo lost. Payout claimed, £5,000. Cargo to the Crown, all cargo lost, £3,000. The captain committed suicide. Criminal findings, 4 murders, and the 4th estate is forfeit. First mate, shot with a gun by the captain. Criminal findings, attempted mutiny. Fine, £25. Anyone care if I read through these? Because there's another 20 pages of people. And there's a bunch of people that should also be marked as alive or missing. Hang on, there was some people that I entered differently this time. I'm trying to remember who it was. Like, there was a pair of people who were shot by a cannon. Instead of saying that the beast held the cannon to the people, I said that the person who lit the spark is responsible. Yeah. Akbar. Christian Wolf. Shot with a cannon by A. Akbar. Findings of merit. So I need to find, where is Akbar? I think he's a seaman or midship. I just want to see what fines I put onto his estate. By saying that he was responsible and not the, you know, not the huge tentacle holding the cannon sideways. Akbar. Criminal findings, just plain murder of crewmate 2. So he didn't get the exceptional performance of duties, he got murder of crewmate. Total claim, £29,260. On behalf of the Honourable East India Company, I certify all statements are accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Pocket watch remains in your possession. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans in Morocco, as requested. And what is it, a year later, I think it was? 1 year later. We are sitting at a desk, weirdly with our back to the door, with a cup of tea. All you can do is look around at this point and listen.
Can you believe it? A package at this hour. Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside.
You know we'll open it inside. Because it's storming outside, we're not going out there. A package. Chief Inspector, I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Bird. This tower belongs to you now. Please finish it. So we have bargain. And how do we do the bargain? We have a deceased monkey paw. Because of course the pocket watch leads to see the death of any being. And Henry Evans had a pet monkey.
There you are. Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone. Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right.
Almost seems like Evans had the pocket watch and knew how it worked already. Sacrificed the monkey, tied a rope around its hand and shot it. So that we could be here. Who's the guy behind him? First Mate Stewart. He was killed shortly after this. Chapter 8, Bargain. In the lazarette. A friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. But yeah, First Mate Stewart was killed before they could make it to the boat.
A third shell. Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here.
Not like it understands English. Or maybe it does.
To the main deck. Throw it over.
Lock the door when you leave.
Get the tail, boy.
In return, the ship. The Obra Dinn. See it home.
I mean, question why they actually went through with it and got the ship home. Who are you? Fourth mate Stewart. You are the first mate Stewart. And you are third mate Martin Prescott. Martin died by being spiked. We've got a guy here with a burned hand. Spear shoved through the grates. A bunch of spikes in the wall and blood. Martin Parrots, not Prescott, Parrots, was spiked by the beast and made the request that the ship be brought home. Although why would the beast know where the ship's home is? We have a dead Mer.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
The captain going nuts. This guy died a lot earlier than all of this, huh? Actually, who are you? Ah, Captain Stewart. Part 3. A captured beast fought against its jailer and was speared for its trouble. And there's another one.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
The ship is leaning, probably, well, actually this is earlier than the middle one. So the Kraken, yeah, is attacking outside. Too bad you can't actually see anything from here. I find it interesting that he managed to break his chains to get over there and grab the shell. An unholy creature's defiant shrieks were greeted with a fatal bullet. And the last body here.
What's this? Quicksilver.
So you shove your hand into it? You're like, this is superheated metal. I should put my hand in it.
I've been killed.
Just Rochelle. I don't think there's anything else to see in this at this time. Like, why? Yeah, I don't think... No, wait, he was tossed in here while after the beasts were tossed in. Because if we remember when he killed that person by cutting his leg off, the captain said throw him in the lazarette with the rest of those beasts. So the mer people should be in there at this point in time. But anyways, this is the last fate to enter. Part 1. Philip Dahl shoved his hand into a bunch of molten metal and burned to death. And that's 100%. Everything's done. And we're free to leave the jail. Back in our office. I suppose the book can just go on a shelf to collect dust. Interesting collective artifacts. Collection of artifacts. Got a diamond. Like a beetle shell. The end. Yeah, I'll keep the credits in. So, pretty much most of it was done by Lucas Pope. Basically a one-man team. One-man game plus the voice actors. And to be honest, yeah, I keep playing this a few times, well, once or twice a year. Coming back to it. I think actually now all 3 save games are at 100%. It only allows 3 saves at a time. But damn, this actually was probably also my fastest run through. It usually takes me about 6 hours to go through this. And I didn't think I was rushing this. But I've got it done in under 4. Just under 4. I'll also admit, this is the first time I've gone through without looking up a guide, getting stuck on one person and having to look a guide up. So that feels good. To do it properly for once at least. I could do the alternate ending where if you don't do everything correctly. But the only difference between this, the good ending, and the bad ending, Henry Evans, if you don't enter everything correctly, he just dies. He gets actually a shock at the state of the book, and just dies then and doesn't give you the book back. Instead of passing a year later from his illness and giving you the book. Actually, no, there's 3 endings. There's one if you do a mediocre job and don't 100% complete it. He doesn't give you the book back at that point, but he's disappointed and says not to contact him again. If you enter everything incorrectly, he dies from shock. And really, to get 100% of the achievements in this game, you do have to play it 3 times. One time doing it just completely everything, blaming everything on the captain. One time with only a partial complete, and another with 100% complete. So yeah, it's just the credits. So yeah, it was basically a one-man development team, then plus voice actors and translation. But I suppose that's it. Return of the Obra Dinn completed within 4 hours. So, right, yep, no viewers. Pretty much no viewers. So I'm not gonna... I don't think there's anyone playing this that I would want to raid off to. Let's see. Yeah, no one else plays this game. Or maybe not at this time. No. The only person that I consider raiding to with no viewers isn't on at the moment, so I'm just going to end it here. So anyways, I'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 PM Australian Eastern, back to my regular of My Summer Car for Saturdays, and next week I'll probably go back to the regular of Fallout New Vegas. That is if I feel like playing it, or I might pick a different game. But anyways, hope you enjoyed your stay, and wishing you a good day, good night, and I hope to see you next time. Good night.